So if you're wondering why my camera is sideways right now, it's because I had it facing the back and my trunk's open and you can see the color. Now, obviously this is the color reveal video. Before we do the color reveal, we're also having a new wheel color, okay? Now normally, all I ever run is white or gold wheels. Not a fan of black wheels, don't get me wrong. But today we are doing something very, very bright. And it's not a color I've ever done before. It's a color I've always wanted to do. And so we're gonna do it. Now before we do it, we gotta do the fun stuff. Scuff, clean, puff. Puff being the paint, you know? That's the only thing you're thinking that rhymes with scuff. Yes, we're gonna scuff them, clean them up again. I just washed the car, actually. I just washed it, just washed the wheels. We gotta scuff them up, clean all the dust off it from the scuffing and sanding, and then we will paint. And I'm ready. I am very ready for this. If you see, I gotta figure out how I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna try to show the process of painting, because I don't care if you see the color while I'm spraying, because you're gonna see the color anyways, regardless. So I'm gonna try to record myself spraying in a way that doesn't show the color of the card, obviously, because I want that for the final reveal. So how we're gonna do this, since I don't have an extra set of wheels and I do not have 4 jack stands, don't ask me why, I just don't. We're gonna do the rear first, jack up the rear of the car, take the rear 2 wheels off, paint those, let them dry. It's pretty hot out here, so they should be dry pretty quick. Let them dry, clear them, let them dry, the clear coat dry, throw them back on the car, flip the car around in the garage, do the same thing to the fronts, and it is early, it is barely 2 o'clock, so I should have them all done by today, hopefully, and then tomorrow we will record the reveal. I'm ready, car's clean, wheels are clean, let's spray them and show you the finished product. Oh look, it's me in the passenger seat of my own car. And if you're wondering if I put the STi back to stock, the answer is yes. I put the STi back to stock. I have parts laying all over the place, but there's a reason why we put the STi back to stock. One reason being, well, we need to smog the car. It is, you guys know I live in California. We got those smog rules. I'm sitting on tools, sorry, that's why I'm moving around. Sitting on a electric probe. I have to get the car smogged, so obviously I need to go back to stock, but everyone, if you've been watching for a while, you know my car's not even that modified to begin with. I just had to put my stock downpipe on, put my stock injectors on, and I didn't have to do this, but I just did it anyways. I put the stock intake back on. The cob one I have is carb legal, but I just don't want to deal with any issues. Anyone saying, well, I gotta look up the carb number, la 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 la. So I just put the stock intake on. It takes 2 minutes to do, so I just threw that on real quick. And then I started the car up, took it for a nice little spin. You know, you gotta get that ECU cycle going. And we had a problem. We had a huge fucking problem. Let me just show you. You see this? You see this? That doesn't look right. Ah. Now where does that go? That goes to this, my friends, aka the main relay. Now we had a wiring short. I'm not going to get into this whole story. Long story short, blue SBF5, which is a relay, a fuse that controls the main relay. Main relay controls oxygen sensors, oxygen sensors, cam position sensors, and a couple other things. Fuel pump. I think it was fuel pump as well. There's a couple other things too that go to that, but it's just a couple things, right? I don't know what happened, so I put a new fuse in, blew up again, left the car for the day, went to work on the bike. The bike's sitting right there in front of me. Yes, the R1 is still alive, and it's literally right there in front of me. Took the R1 to work, came back, tried to diagnose it, put a 40 amp fuse in there. And this is something you shouldn't do. You should have put a stronger fuse because it's a 30 amp fuse. I put a 40 amp fuse. Don't be like me. I had to risk it all, you know. I was like, fuck it, let me just risk it all. W-keyed it. Well, my camera battery decided it wanted to die. I don't remember where I left off in the story either. I have the replacement. So I chopped it off from the bottom. Got a replacement from our good friends at iWire. It comes with the connector. Goes into the main relay. Same exact one. All the wires that we needed, because I had to chop this one off. Obviously, if I could find the other plug, I had to chop this one off. I chopped it off as close to the edge as possible since I wasn't going to reuse it anyways. And the wires are kind of under. I don't have a light, or else I'd show you. It's kind of under the dash. So chop this one off as close to the harness as possible. 12-inch pigtails, and they include some crimp connectors, off for the low price of $12.99. So this is literally like a, after taxes, $14 and something cents fix. And it's pretty straightforward. I'm just going to crimp those in, and hopefully we have a car that starts.
Yada yada yada, yada yada yada, fuel type gasoline.
I mean, technically E85 is gas, but whatever. I guess it's from the factory gasoline, you know what I mean? But I'm just laughing at that because we all know the STi runs on E85. But I did have to go back to stock in order to smog the car, because the car is, you saw me taking shit off, and it's because it is completely stock. Thank you, Jeff, for letting me borrow your cats. Everything has to go back on now. Well, like, if you think about it, my car is not even that modified. Like, I have, what, downpipe, intercooler, intake, injectors. That's it. Oh, and a boost controller. 4 things, but I've been considering going back to top mount and just staying top mount, because pulling a front mount off is really easy, don't get me wrong. It's just, I don't know, something about seeing all the pipes in the engine bay versus seeing just a top mount sitting there is kind of like the way the top mount looks. It looks a lot cleaner, more organized. You don't have pipes running everywhere, and a bypass valve stuck. Oh, I just smacked my mirror. A bypass valve stuck to a pipe. You know, I don't know. There's something about top mount to me that just looks really, really clean. I just don't like top mounts for whenever I have to work on anything. You know, top mount has to come off, come back on. But I've considered the Mishimoto one just because of the setup. It has like a whole separate pipe to connect to the top mount, so you're not struggling to slide the top mount into the turbo and onto the throttle body at the same time. Just a thought, but I'm really leaning towards Process West or Grim Speed right now. I don't know. I really don't know. All I know is the car finally passed smog. Registration's paid for. New stickies coming in the mail because I paid for it online before I got the smog check, so I took the paper to the DMV. Surprisingly, I was only there for like 10 minutes. And they said they're just going to mail the stickers. So, oh well. Everything's done. Now it's time to have fun and put everything back.